What's up, everyone, and welcome back to some MLB The Show Diamond Dynasty. And since ranked seasons isn't really 100% playable right now, I figured we would jump into Battle Royale. Now, I don't have a gameplay for this episode, but I'm going to be setting up the team that we will be using, at least for the little bit that we are starting out this series with. So, first round, we're starting out, and we already get a player that I am eyeing right here. 99 overall Diamond Ted Williams. I was looking at the other cards and trying to decide if they were even worth it compared, and absolutely not. We're going to be going with Ted Williams as our first pick, so we get a diamond right off the bat. And then I don't really know what these are, like this is like a little like black or something, but I believe we are going to go with Jordan Patterson for our pick right here. The idea was that we could get another outfielder later on. This was just like as a filler spot. Probably he's going to end up on the bench anyway. So third round, we are going to be drafting a silver player, and I believe we go with Lance McCullers right here. I was thinking about going Starlin, but I ultimately decided to go Lance McCullers because I wanted to have a good starter in our rotation. I wanted to have a good rotation because you can be stuck with any of your 5 starters at any time. So now we're going to be getting into the 4th round, and this is going to be our second diamond round. And again, not the greatest options here. We could have gone another pitcher. We could have gone with shortstop Barry Larkin, but I ultimately decided to go again with the best player I thought that was available, and we're going to be going with this Diamond A.J. Pollock All-Star 2015 card. Really good contact, really good fielding, and really good speed, and pretty good power as well. So we're going to be going with that card. Next round, round 5, is going to be a gold player, and I believe here we go with Tom Seaver. I wanted another pitcher, and again, the reason being is that I wanted to have 5 solid starting options, or at least 4 solid starting options, because you can get stuck with any of the pitchers in your rotation at any time because it's obviously selected random. And that was a little bit of the logic with this pick as well in the next round because it was a bronze round, and I was looking at Repchinski a little bit, maybe start building the bullpen, but a little more worried about our starting core. And Daniel Norris actually has pretty solid ratings if you look at the top, mid-60s, everything except for home runs. His stamina is a little bit low and he doesn't have the greatest control, but out of the options there, he was the best option. Now the next round, we're going to be going with David Wright. This round, I wanted to build a little bit more of the offense. We had not drafted a single infielder up to this point, and probably should have gone with a reliever because I don't think we drafted a single reliever up to this point. But the next round is going to be the opportunity for that. We're going to be going with Rob Scahill this round, I believe, because the logic here being this is a weak round. I was thinking about going with Eric Fryer, but ultimately decided to go with Rob Scahill because we need arms in the bullpen if it's not going to be quality. At least guys who can eat innings. And I thought about Matt Boyd long and hard for a second, but his ratings just weren't really good enough. And at least with Rob Scahill, he has good velocity and he can prevent home runs. So if nothing else, he's not going to be a huge liability for us. Then the next round, we are going to be taking Wilmer Flores, and this was a really tough one. I went back and forth between the 4 of these guys. They're all actually really solid picks. I was thinking about going with Adam Warren. I was thinking about going with Mitch Moreland. And I think I decided to go with Wilmer Flores because I really liked his versatility. He was a really good fielder, and he had good hitting ratings as well, and he can make contact. He has good plate vision and decent power as well. So next round, we're going to be drafting our catcher, Thomas Talise, who I originally picked with the intention of replacing him later on in the draft, but as you guys will see as this draft goes on, there wasn't really another option that I really liked all that much. So this round, we're going to be going with Jumbo Diaz because I like his ratings for Ks and velocity and hits per 9. Not the greatest at preventing home runs, but it might not be the worst. And then obviously here we're going to be going with Wade Davis. We still need infielders, and that Matt Garza card was really tempting, but we have neglected the bullpen like desperately. With our highest overall was a 71 at that point, and having a good reliever like Wade Davis was something I wasn't going to pass up on. And then I believe we are going to be drafting Danny Farquhar in this round for that exact reason. He's only a 74. But as you can see when I head back over his direction in just a second, he has a really good K rating. He's not the greatest at preventing home runs, but he has really elusive stuff with his break and gets a lot of strikeouts. So that was something I like. So we're over halfway through the draft at this point, and at this point of the draft, I actually don't know what we went with in this round. It might have been Mike Napoli. I know it wasn't Michael Mario, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't Alan Hansen. We're going to be going with Mike Napoli. At least he's strong against one side of the plate, and if nothing else, he has power against right-handers. So this is going to be the 15th round now, and we're going to take Colin McHugh, another starting option. I thought again about Starlin Castro. It's the second time I passed over a Starlin Castro card in this draft. And then this round, we are going to be going with the 83 overall Rookie of the Year, Michael Fulmer. Well, it's not the Rookie of the Year, it's just a rookie card, Michael Fulmer, but that rounds out our rotation, and we have, our lowest overall is only a 74, and we have 3 guys above 81 overall, so I believe we're going to address the bullpen once again right here. We're going to draft Carson Smith. He is going to be our second best reliever. And now round 18 is coming up, and I went back and forth between Hector Rondon and Josh Fields for a little bit, but then I ultimately decided that I wanted to go with Cesar Hernandez, a switch hitter. And having him as a switch hitter is valuable for our lineup because it provides balance, and even though he doesn't have the greatest contact versus righties as lefties, it really doesn't matter all that much as long as you are facing a pitcher of the opposite side, it seems like. So it's another, I guess, black draft. I really don't know what this tiering of card is. We're going to be taking Chasen Shreve in this round because he has really high K and hit ratings. Not the greatest control or anything else, but hopefully we won't be having to use him at any point where that would be apparent. And then this is going to be another pick, and we're stuck with pretty much just relievers right here, so I have to pick Vidal Nuno as our last reliever. I was hoping we could get a reliever in the silver or bronze round that was still remaining. So we are about 4, I think this is the last 5 rounds of the draft, and I'm going to be taking this Dante Bichette card because he's a really good right-handed bat. He can make contact. Not the greatest power, but he's got good vision, and he's a pretty decent outfielder if we need to play him there. And he can actually provide good from the right side as well because he has good power from the left side because he can hit right-handers for power. And then this is going to be round 22. In this round, we are going to be going with Jean Segura. He is just better, quite frankly, than any of the other options at this point. Mike Moustakas was somebody that I thought about, but we still had kind of a hole at shortstop / third base because Wilmer Flores and David Wright were our weakest picks, other than Mike Napoli, but I didn't think Lucas Duda was really an improvement on that at all. It was pretty much just Mike Napoli from the other side. And then this round we are going to be going with, I actually don't remember who we picked. We might have picked Hazelbaker just because he was an outfielder and not an infielder. But I'm not 100% sure actually. I thought about Logan Morrison here for a second, but he really only has power from the one side and can't make very good contact. Colton Wong doesn't have the hitting ratings I like. He's also not a great fielder. And Hazelbaker is a good speed fielding combination, but doesn't really have the hitting stats that one would like, even for a bench player. But I think we're going to end up going with him just because he was really good defensively and very fast. So, last couple rounds right here, we got 1 silver and 1 bronze, and this is going to be our silver round, and we are going to be taking the rookie Chris Coughlin card. I believe that's his rookie card, and it has really good contact, and we still kind of needed an outfielder. We had that spot where we took that player from the Rockies in the first round, and I thought about Trumbo for power for a minute, and I thought about Stephen Vogt as the catcher potentially, but Chris Coughlin provided a little too much value in that spot. And then I believe this last pick we're going to be going Clint Robinson because he's a good hitter. That's pretty much the only reason that I ended up picking him, because he can hit lefties and righties pretty decently, not great. So that's going to do it for this draft. Whenever the game is actually playable online, I'll try to get some gameplay for this out because the games are only 3 innings. You know, I really wish that the servers were a little bit better. I tried to play a game the other day in ranked seasons, and it was the worst experience I've ever had playing an online game, maybe ever, and it was not really that fun at all. It was super laggy and a lot of instability, I would say. But as soon as the servers are a little bit better, I've been kind of following some people who are a little bit more adamant Diamond Dynasty players who can give me updates as to when the servers stabilize a little bit. I'll be trying to get that out. But within the next couple days, I'm going to be doing a Conquest video. That'll be the last of the 3 game modes that I haven't posted. I mean, I haven't posted ranked seasons either, but that's not really something you can post when you can't play it. So anyway, that is going to do it for me. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for more Diamond Dynasty content and Battle Royale and MLB The Show 17. See you next time.